Hi, this is Jeff Atchison, the Chief Business Development Officer here at IFP, with another episode of how to grow your basic presence, practice, and your performance based on whatever metrics you're using. Today, we're going to talk about the approach we've used with financial planning and also with subscription-based financial services, and we call this the 7 steps to developing your personalized path to financial independence. And really what this is talking about, whether it is high net worth or it's the mass affluent or again, subscription-based pricing, this is all about the plan and not the product. This is about the process more so than it's about the outcome. You know, I have on my personal practice website a phrase or a saying that I heard a long time ago that's always stuck with me. And basically the question is, what's your plan for financial independence? And if you thoughtfully look at that and you ask that to enough people, you're going to get a lot of blank stares back. Where people say, well, I don't really have a plan. I'm throwing money in the 401k plan and I got some money over here and I'm doing this, but there's no cohesive plan. Think about it like a puzzle box for a child that you'd get for a birthday party. Everybody picks that puzzle box based upon the picture on the outside of the box. In other words, what is the desired outcome? You say, oh, that'd be great. Once this thing snaps together, that would be a beautiful puzzle that will have been put together. But when you take the lid off that box and you look inside, you see a lot of jumbled pieces. And those jumbled pieces, if 1 or 2 of them is missing, the picture on the cover of the box never comes together. Now, I've had an occasion in my office, I have a lot of puzzle boxes, and sometimes I'll give that to a client almost as a business card or a synopsis of what it is we do for a living. But we help snap the pieces together so that the inside of the box turns into the picture on the outside of the box. But the saying that I like to use is, everybody has a plan, and some plans are by design and some plans are by default. Design plans pursue predetermined outcomes. Default plans are typically driven by a decision not to plan at all, and it usually leads to unintended and unwanted consequences. What kind of plan do you have? Again, what's your plan for financial independence? So to tie into the other How to Grow video that we did about subscription-based planning or financial planning services in another episode, this is the 7-step process that we talked about in that particular video. And the first step when you're meeting with a prospect or a client, frankly, is they got to decide. It's a decision. How important is it to plan for your future, to have that plan for financial independence? But a decision has to be made to move forward. So your number one goal in this particular situation is to get these folks that you want to entertain as clients to make a decision. You got to decide. And you have to be a good persuasive advocate in helping them see the merits of making a decision to have a plan for their financial future. Now, once you do that, how do you go about it? Historically, you ask them to give you copies of their statements, copies of this, copies of that. You get all that information and you go to work. And then as soon as you do that plan, next year, what do you ask for? Okay, I need an update of this. I need another copy of your 401k statement. But it's a continual process as you go forward. What we want to do different and what has to be a better way forward is step number 2 is to get organized and then digitize it. Use an advisor, use e-money, use some of the financial planning platforms, have it part of your value proposition where they have their own login and they're able to use it. But they get organized, they get digitized. If they link their accounts through the aggregation tools that are there, they don't have to, but it's always a matter of updating what's already in there. But it's in a digital platform where you can meet with them wherever they may happen to be. All of a sudden, geography is no longer a constraining factor in what niche it is you're going to work with. I know in my own case, I have clients all over the country, and meetings are as simple as online meeting, Zoom, GoToMeeting, whatever you're using along those lines. The other reason digitization has become very important, I know when my father passed away, we spent days looking through drawers. And then at that point, digitization not only helps you while you're working with this client, as that client gets older and as things progress through cognitive decline, in some cases even death, the family will greatly appreciate that this person had digitized their financial picture. Now, once you organize and you digitize, it's easy to keep it up to date, but now you can visualize. Where we talk about making a difference in people's lives is when their current self can get a snapshot of their future self and determine, do they like what they see or not? So we organize, we digitize, then you use the tools within the planning platform that you're most inclined to use, and you visualize the future. People take action based upon what they see down the road. You just talk about the here and now. It's not a motivating factor to be a saver. It's not a motivating factor to reduce debt. But when they see the impact of not having a plan and going about it in kind of a willy-nilly approach, they're more motivated to follow through, and there's a track to run on or a path to follow from there. Now, after you visualized it, it's like playing pool. Nobody can make all 8 shots at one time, unless they're really one of those tricksters on TV that gets some specials on cable. But in this, they have to prioritize, and don't overwhelm them saying, here, there's 8 things you've got to do. Let's talk about all 8. Determine of those 8, what's the number one priority? Take care of that one. Move on to number 2. Take care of that one. But take it through step by step by step through the conclusion, if you will, if we're playing pool, sinking the 8 ball in the corner pocket from there. But you, as a coach, a financial advisor, a financial planner, a financial coach, whatever you want to call yourself, in that regard, you know, if you're a really good pool player, if you take this shot, you leave the cue ball teed up for the next shot, and then you leave the cue ball teed up for the third shot. So while you may see all 8 shots being in the pocket you want them to go into, don't overwhelm the client with talking about all 8 things at one time. People are prone to inaction if it gets overwhelming. So again, you need to know the 8 things you're going to work on, but do them one at a time. Then you go to implementation. Again, you're being engaged here to create the plan, and more often than not, they're going to want to implement that plan with you because you have given them the path forward. You've been the beacon, given them the clarity of the road they should travel from that point. So you implement. Once you implement, now you monitor. Are you progressing toward the goal? Again, back to the digital planning platforms. How's the track going? Are you set to arrive at the destination in the time frame that you want? If not, you've got to make adjustments. And again, COVID this year was a great year. A lot of people had to make some adjustments. They're going to have life-changing events. They have children. They get married, they get divorced, they start a business, they have a business that fails, they change jobs, they move. So you're always in that monitor and adjust mode as you go forward. So after you make your adjustments, sometimes you're back to decisions. If you're going to make this change, what new decisions that come into play? And now we're right back up to the top. Decide, digitize and organize, visualize, prioritize, implement, monitor, and adjust. And that flywheel goes on and on and on. And you're in a position to provide value to that particular client in a continuum. But in essence, it's a revolving 7 steps to developing a personalized plan for financial independence where you become the go-to advisor for the clients that you're serving. And you're serving them in 3 ways. You're serving them with what you do, you're serving them with what you know, and in some cases, you're serving them by who you know and who you may refer them to and other professionals that may help them address other parts of their financial planning lives and things they need to do to execute from there. So again, tie this 7 steps to developing your personal plan for financial independence into watching the video with our new financial planning agreement and decide, are you going to do planning, and whether it's high net worth, mass affluent, or more of a subscription-based mode, works in all cases, because this is a universal approach to interacting with clients, but it's a way to show them on paper through this visual of what your process is and what the ultimate goal is, because ultimately, as I said before, we're trying to take the pieces all jumbled together inside of that puzzle box and help them snap them together to to get the outcome or the picture on the outside of the box that they're really looking for. So again, thanks for watching this video on how to grow, in this case through 7 steps to developing a personalized plan for financial independence. Until next time, thank you. I'm Jeff Atchison.